this the best EPCOT festival?
Princess of the Berry Hen, we're at EPCOT today because it's time for the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival. Too long a name. We're just going to call it the Flower and Garden Festival, but of course it's time for the vegans to dance amongst the flowers, and as your number one choice of food infotainment, we're going to go eat them. So, remember, she's vegan, I'm not. Let's go nom on some plants.
Be sure to eat all the plants.
You heard the girl.
The Strawberry Fruit Bar. Now you can actually find this bar at every single Disney World park. This is not new. And the fact that they put this on the Flower and Garden almost makes me feel like I got like last year when they put the mousse on the Flower and Garden Graze, but I haven't had one of these since I was a kid, so why not indulge? It is a festival, and I am on vacation. This reminds me of my childhood. There weren't a lot of popsicles or ice creams that I was allowed to eat as a kid. My parents were very strict with my diet, but I was allowed to have 100% fruit bars like this, and 100% reminds me of that. Childhood nostalgia moment unlocked. So I guess it gets bonus points for that. I would give it a 3 out of 5 popsicles. It's not worth, like, if you're on vacation and you're trying to try new things, this isn't it. But if you want something nice and cold on a hot day, sure, why not?
Strawberry Fruit Bar. This is the most generic. We got a ton of these in the back, and we need to sell these. We probably ordered too many moves that Disney's pulled in quite a while. I don't usually go for Disney Fruit Bar because I have what do the old folks call it? Old folks, I mean myself. I got sensitive teeth, so something like this usually makes me extremely uncomfortable. Just the thought of biting into this, making my spine shiver. But somebody's gotta do it, so you don't get got like we got. By getting got and getting the strawberry pop. It's cold. It's strawberry. You can fill the neighborhood ice cream truck. I don't know why you would pay a Disney premium for this, even as a plant-based person, because this is not worth Sir Mickey's upcharge. 2.5 out of 5 cost. It tastes fine. I just feel like it's a rip-off, value-wise.
A hummus platter. This is an upgrade from last year when it was like literally the hummus with the pretzel little container that you get at every fruit stand and every resort, like quick grab and go. Now we've expanded it for the same hummus, different crackers. Bear and I actually buy these crackers at Costco. And then we have cucumbers and olives. I'm definitely gonna skip the olives. I'm just gonna go for the cracker and dip it in this red pepper hummus. I feel like this is cheating for a festival food item. It really tastes like a snack that I eat at home all the time already. Literally the same crackers, basically the same hummus. There's really nothing special about this. This is just like comfort snack food if you want something healthy. And there's really nothing more to it than that. It's not worth being on the festival list, but it's still good. And it'll energize you for the day if that's what you want. So I'm gonna give it a 2.75 out of 5 hummuses. There's definitely better places at EPCOT where you can get a better hummus. Like go to Spice Road Table or something and actually enjoy something fresh, like a hummus fry. Don't do this unless like you really just want like, oh, the kids want some snacks, let's get this for the kids or whatever, you know?
Disney, I'm not one to buy into conspiracy theories. And I'm sure you'll never tell me, as I'm speaking directly to the mouse, if I'm wrong or right. Did the land cart need to be a festival booth? Or did you make it a festival booth to remind people that our cart is now an actual stand? Because this stuff isn't unique stuff to the festival. It's just the normal land cart being the land cart. And that booth ain't going away when this festival's over. I know that. You know that. That cart is standing exactly where it is. So why are we fooling people? Because you ain't fooling us. Or maybe you are. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is all just some weird conspiracy theory. But either way, a little weak sauce. All I'm saying. I'm gonna eat all the olives because the princess doesn't need one. I want to try a little bit less more with the cucumber, just to make sure that my interior rating on this tracks.
You gotta try the cracker.
Okay. I will do a cracker as well. It's run-of-the-mill prepackaged hummus with treats. I mean, if you want a snack box, it'll probably pack up with you and go inside your bag when you go to the ride line. I get one of those all right away. It works fine. Flower and Garden Festival, it's not giving those vibes. It's definitely a snack. It tastes fine. But don't say it's part of the Flower and Garden Festival. This is not a festival item. It's literally just regular hummus with treats. 2.5 out of 5 claws. It doesn't taste bad. You're just not giving me Flower and Garden with this. I'm just not believing it.
Are those not the multigrain crackers we buy at Costco?
These are the same multigrain crackers that you can buy in Costco in bulk in like a huge box of like, I think, 2 to 4 sleeves. They're okay. We've had better hummus.
Strawberry shortcake. Now, strawberry shortcake is one of my favorite desserts of all time. So the fact that we have one, even a tiny little sampler version, I'm here for this. Let me just take a little side piece here where I can get the bread, grab me some of these strawberries. Strawberry is my favorite fruit. Cheers. Oh yeah. Guava cake what? This is 10 times better than any guava cake. Oh, this is up there with the tamal for me. I'm gonna be getting this every time that I come here. I'm sad that I waited until day 2 to try this. And I'm also sad that Bear has to take a bite because I don't want to share it. It's so good. Definitely my favorite festival item so far. This is a 5 out of 5. This is a Princessities item. For anybody who loves strawberries or strawberry shortcake or the little girl strawberry shortcake, you need this.
Strawberry shortcake is short. I'm gonna give somebody a complex. This boy's tiny. This boy is gonna be using platform shoes. Still better looking than the most Florida resident in this state that uses platform shoes, but we're not gonna get into that today. We're just gonna try some of this cake. I'm gonna try to save some for the princess. This cake is plant-based. We never mentioned that. Would you even notice? Look at that. How beautiful that looks. Even just on the sport. That's a pretty looking cake. That's a good cake. I'm not a cake lover by any means. I'm a cake hater most days. But today, I can't ignore the cake. Read into that as you will. 4.25 out of 5 claws. Save you some food?
Those look like yummy treats. Those are good. We'll get some treats later.
So this is the strawberry basil sorbet. You can get this during the festival. It used to be a prize. Now we got it as a float. So if you want to know the float review, go watch our drink video. For now, I'm just going to review the sorbet. Cheers. Tastes like what I remember. Strawberry with a baby hint of basil. It's not bad. I would give it a 4 out of 5 Dole Whips. Probably one of the better Dole Whips I've had today.
Here you have the strawberry basil sorbet. Now it's listed as sorbet, but it is basically just a Dole Whip with a different name that you can get either way. So let's try to get a little piece off the top here without making a mess. A little strawberry mountain. Strawberry really is a superior fruit to everything, and I will take no questions or arguments on that one. 4 out of 5 claws.
Here we have the poutine with chopped up buffalo from Food and Wine with the same toppings from Food and Wine. We just get it on tots, and I'm not mad at this. This is kind of what I asked for when I tried them back at Food and Wine last year. Oop, if I can get everything together. Somehow I only ended up with a tot. That is very tasty. This is the perfect vegan junk food. If you could imagine spicy buffalo tots, or sorry, spicy buffalo nuggies with tots, and then blue cheese and ranch all together. That's what this is, literally. Huh. I would eat this in the movie theater. This is a good, like, really a good little, what's the word? Indulgence. I would give it a 5 out of 5. It's a Princess Cities item if you're in the mood for an indulgence.
Look at this year's concoction from the Refreshment port. Definitely pretty looking. You got plenty of tendies, plenty of tots. Got the sauce. Got some extra buffalo drizzled in here. Let's go ahead and give them all a good forking as they deserve. And a bite. The flavor, buffalo, blue cheese. No, blue cheese is an acquired taste. As much it is amongst the vegans as the non-vegans, blue cheese. But this is like the perfect balance of blue cheese and buffalo. The flavor, the crunch of the tots. That like nice savory chicken from the buffalo tendies. Amazing. However good it tastes, I gotta give you a little shade. This is not poutine. Is it good? Yes. Poutine? Absolutely not. That being said, 4.5 out of 5 claws. If not for the poutine label, it might have got a 5. But I gotta be petty.
A Jamaican patty. It's a thicken. It's a thicken, but it looks like an empanada because usually Jamaican patties are like flaky and thin. This one is puffy and huge. And it's got a lot of innards at least. It is very thin. I'm not eating this. I'm gonna eat this like a princess. I'm going to cut it and consume it. Does it taste like a Jamaican patty? No. Does it taste like something I would get at Sanaa? Yes. And I like it's like a spicy chili on top. I'm sweating a little bit. I would say it's like a 3 out of 10 on the heat scale. I like it. It's tasty. It's flavorful. It's not a Jamaican patty though. It gets minus points for not being a Jamaican patty. It's a 3.5 out of 5 patties.
Here's another situation where I take issue with the truth in naming. If you want to make something, I don't care what you want to, just call it what it is. This shape, construction, consistency, this is empanada. This is not a Jamaican patty. I had the same problem when they did the Impossible short rib. That was a meat cube, not short rib. But I digress. I will get off my bear-sized soapbox. I'm just going to pick this up and eat this whole. Spicy papaya sauce and all. I can see where they're going with the spices to be like Jamaican-ish, like surrounding Jamaica, not Jamaica. But it's curious because they did serve empanadas here last year, and now this is a beef patty. It's an empanada. It's a Jamaican Impossible flavored empanada. If they call it empanada, I probably could care less because it does taste rather good. Spice is sort of like mid-mouth to me. I'd say maybe like a 1.5 out of 10 on the heat scale. Not super spicy, but spicy with flavor, which is what I love. If you're gonna get it, it's filling. I definitely don't say not get it. I just wish it was a little bit spicier, but I'm a glutton for punishment in that. I would give this 3.75 out of 5 claws. Don't skip it. Try for yourself.
The return of the plant-based Tres Leches. It's too much coconut for me, so I'm going to avoid as much of the coconut flakes as I possibly can and try and just get a piece. Oop, I was successful. No spillage. Oh no, I got some on the back. There we go. Coconut-free bite. This is the only way to do it. It's so cakey and sweet. It tastes like cake batter almost. which I like. If there was any coconut in it, even one flake, I would say I hate this. But because I was flake free this bite, I like it. I would give it a 3.75 out of 5 cakes. It's like literally if you want to eat uncooked cake, this is the thing for you. I personally love batter tasting food, so if it wasn't for that, this would be a 0.
This poor Trace Plant Leches cake. It's just the bane of the princess's existence. If they would just switch it up with maybe the coconut or something else, she might be a little bit happy for eating this every year. I'm gonna go ahead and try to eat as much as coconut top as I can for her. I'm not the biggest coconut fan either, but I'm not a coconut hater like the princess. That's a bear-sized bite. Every time I get this, it just feels so underdone. I mean, if the cake, like the battery thing is what they're going for, I'm never quite sure. Is that on purpose or not? It just feels underdone in both the flavor and consistency department. If you have a problem with textures, this is not for you. 3 out of 5 plus.
This replaces Bear's favorite bun of the festival every year. He always used to give this a 5 out of 5 as a teriyaki chicken bun. Let's see if he feels good about this one. I got a little veggie crunch in that bite. There's some nice goodness in here. This is a nice steamed bun. I would eat this all the time. This is probably going to be my like walk around to go park snack. The bun is really nice. It reminds me of like a normal steamed bun that I would get like at the Asian store. It's not really like fully filled, but that's fine. I really like the dough. The dough is nice. They definitely steamed it in the wrapper, so you're gonna have a hard time with it sticking to the wrapper, but it's common for these to be cooked that way, so I'm not mad at it. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 steamed buns. I think it's pretty fire for what you're getting. Like, I prefer this over a spring roll any day.
I'm a sucker for a good steamed bun. Any day of the week, sometimes I will sneak a bag of these home and hide these in the freezer until the princess discovers them. Because usually, I can't get them vegan, but I have a craving for them. I grew up on these. I love these. They're an addiction. So the opportunity to get a plant-based meat one with veggies the princess can eat is exciting for me. Will I like it is a completely different story. Sweet bun, nice processed meat center. I have no complaints. I have no notes. That is 5 out of 5 claws. I will eat these all day, every day. I'm glad the princess can finally enjoy one with me.
A beautiful arrabbiata. Now this is a garlic, red pepper, olive oil based sauce. And if you just get it without the shrimp, it's a vegan. That's it. The only thing it contains is shellfish. So you just have to remove the shrimp. And if you want like, you know, a nice little carby pasta, this is nice. This is a good option, I think. Penne. Yeah. The sauce kind of reminds me of the same kind of sauce I got at Tutto. Not Via, but definitely Tutto. And the penne, I think, is the same from Tutto as well. I saw the same company, third-party patina group. They also do the booth here. And I think they did pretty well with this dish. I like it. When you're in the mood for a pasta, and it's not spicy, this is the one for you. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 pastas. It's like the perfect little carb punch. It's not too much like the Poutine, but just enough to get you through the day.
Why should the vegans be left out of the Italian fun? You got just a little bit of penne pasta with this spicy tomato sauce. It's nice and bright. It looks nice, well made. Now they make everything in this booth. They basically assemble it, so it's easy to get it without the shrimp. Now the price isn't any different getting without the shrimp, but if you're here with your friends, you don't want to be left out of the pasta puns and the pasta fun, you do have an option. Honestly, it's not bad. We've had worse pasta at some dedicated pasta restaurants where they made something vegan. So it's a testament at least to their sauce. It's good stuff. Spicy? No. But still good. I give it 3.25 out of 5 bucks.
Pancakes. I think that they will never leave the EPCOT menu. Mine look burnt and less applesauce, which I guess is okay. I miss the latkes every time I have these. I always think that latkes are better than this. Yeah, so look at all that grease. You see all that grease down there? Well, apple butter too. And then like, it's so burnt, it's so hard, like I can't even cut it. Alright, this is my attempt. Sad one. That is not good. That's worse than a hash brown. It's burnt. It's flavorless. It's probably the worst one that I've had. And we've had this like, gosh, I feel like we've had these every year that we've been doing covering the festivals, which would be 6 years now. This is the worst one I've had in 6 years. Now that's a pretty good track record for it, but also this was my first time having this. I would probably never get this again. This is like a 2 out of 5 potatoes, but it's not usually like this. They just served me a really terrible one.
Go ahead and do some uncovering some foodie investigative work here. You know, as foodie professionals, that's what we do. I would always recommend that if you can do a festival, I don't care what festival it is, I know that we do it, so we get the stuff out to you. I would never recommend opening day. You end up being the guinea pig for a lot of like new processes. They haven't ironed out some things. They need a couple days. Day 2, maybe. 3rd day, even better. 1st day, very hit and miss. Hopefully, this improves. It's really as bad as Princess found it. I do see a lot of char. It does not feel on the fork the same consistency that it does before. I'm worried. I'm really worried. I find it weird if you're overcooked in spots and undercooked in others. Like the heat was up too high. Or like an unclean flat top. Something. That is not the way. 2 out of 5 plus. We'll keep an eye on this one. But that's like dashing your hopes on the rocks back here.
A beautiful parfait of mango and tahini and things that Bear cannot eat. This thing looks beautiful. As the tahini rolled down, it looks even more beautiful. Oh, that is lovely. The mango is very light, and it's not too sweet, it's not too heavy. Tahini gives you like a nice little spice. It's not too spicy. This is beautiful. It's like maybe a 2 out of 10 on the heat scale, and I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 Dole Whips. This is really good, and I hope that Disney continues to make creative things like this that are plant-based, but also ones that Bear isn't allergic to, because I'd love to share this with him. Here we have beautiful dumplings, 2 dumplings. These are vegan as is. You don't have to ask for any modifications. It's just not marked vegan initially because it's a third-party booth. China, Italy, France, they're all third-party booths. Cheers to the dumpling. Oop, let me grab some of this onion over here. Here we go. I want to try and only eat half of it so you can see what it looks like on the inside. Cheers.
tried to say earlier before we got started.
It's very tasty. I like the sauce. The sauce makes it really sweet. Otherwise, it's just like a regular dumpling. I'm not mad at it. It's okay. I would like for something like this to be at Nine Dragons because I think that's where they need it. The spring roll just isn't enough for this. But I don't know. I'll give it like a 4.5 out of 5 dumplings. It wouldn't be this good if it didn't have the sauce on it.
My patrons of the China Pavilion, we all know dumplings are cheap. You could have gave us 4. These things are absolutely tiny. They're about dumpling sized, but you could have gave us 4. I love the initial crunch of a nice pan-fried dumpling. This makes me want to take a trip back to Chinatown, New York. I know we keep bringing up New York, because New York was what sort of inspired us to begin this channel. We're overdue for a foodie tour of New York again. Before I surprise the princess with the trip, I'm going to need you guys to drop your New York City recommendations for places to eat with vegan options. Don't be rude. This is a 4 out of 5 claws. I want a whole boat, please.
This meatball has graduated in more ways than one. First, we have a boat instead of a wrapper because the wrapper was really hard to walk around with. And secondly, we went super extra on the thickness. In the past, it was just like you could actually hold it and eat it. This is so thick and round that if you didn't have this stick, it would just flap open. And that makes me scared to eat it because I can already see the integrity of the lentil bread is being compromised and stretched because of how fat this is. But I commit to my mistake. It actually smells really good. That is seasoned really nicely. If it wasn't so messy, I would eat the whole thing. I love the bread. The bread really brings it together. The sauce really brings it together. The Impossible is seasoned perfectly. You really can't go wrong with this. I am feeling a little bit of heat. I would say it's like a 1 out of 10 on the heat scale, just enough for you to feel it on your throat. It's nice. I will give it a 4 out of 5 meatballs. I'm glad it's back and it's not the slider again.
So the return of this Impossible meatball. Be warned, I know that usually the Trellis booth does say sponsored by Impossible. They do have an item on there called sticky ribs. Those are not vegan. Those are actual ribs. No idea why it's Impossible. They could have been anywhere else. And Disney, if anybody's listening, I'm speaking to you. If you're going to put hosted by Impossible, you're putting forth the expectation that everything at that booth is going to be plant-based. But it's not. That rib can literally go to any booth over here. It's all these other booths here at the port of entry. I don't know why it was at that booth. It's very confusing. I eat meat. Confusing for me. So, back to this meatball. And the fixings, you got some cream, you got some, what was that, sun-dried tomato, peppers, tons of spinach. I'm excited. Impossible continues to surprise and be consistent in its ability to absorb seasonings. That's a well-seasoned meatball. The fixings help sell it. The sauce, the tomato, red pepper, and spinach. Excellent. The lentil bread, I think at this point needs to be a lentil pocket because it's so thin it's literally falling apart. But I'm glad to see it return. I would like to see something else though. I would give it 4.25 out of 5 claws. This is definitely one of the plant-based items to get if you're coming here as vegan.
Modify this toast that's actually vegan. They made this fresh to order. A little flimsy, heavy. That's actually really good. The tomatoes are really nice. They're actually marinated, so they're not just raw. The goat cheese is very light, so it's like, it's not goat cheese, sorry, it's feta. Feta. Very light, just enough to give you flavor. The avocado taste bread. The bread is toasted. I have no complaints. It's a little heavy, but I appreciate it heavy because that means I'm getting my money's worth. That's a 4 out of 5 toast. Gives good toast.
If you're gonna create a millennial flag, an avocado toast is present on the flag, this is the toast that's going on the flag. Not just smashed avocado on some bread. The vegan feta, the heirloom tomatoes marinating with the flowers. Well, something like this. This on a flag, you couldn't lose. You might still lose. It's a big boy. They definitely did not skimp on the avocado. This was a whole half avocado on a piece of toast, as it should be. I feel honestly, Brunchcot is doing EPCOT proud. It feels like EPCOT. Both in execution, flavor, presentation. If you had told me this was Festival of the Art, I'd have believed you. That's a work of art, even in my mouth. I get that 4.25 out of 5 clause. Definitely a must-have as a vegan for the festival.
I'm pretty sure I just got the world's smallest corn. This is my hand for comparison. I can't believe they even serve corn this small considering all of the other corns that they had out here were like twice as big. I probably could have exchanged it, but the cast member was very dismissive. That was an experience. I think I ate my hair and the corn. The crunchies were actually very nice on there. The Parmesan is very nice. The garlic is very nice. It's very flavorful. It's just really small. I really like it though, so I'm not going to judge it by its size. It's the flavor that counts. I think it's a 4 out of 5 corns. It makes me corny.
Another year of this corn monstrosity. The little crunchies on top, the sauce. Now look at his charge it did in years past, but I'm going to take corn any way they give it to me. This definitely doesn't look the best specimen. This corn is has the face only a mother could love, or bear. I feel as if the dressing on the corn is stronger than it's been in years previous. It's really, really herby. It almost completely covers up the corn itself. I'm not getting as much as the corn coming through. I can do with less of the dressing and more of the crunchies. I want corn. I don't want dressing. I get a salad if that was the case. I don't like it as much as I used to. I was really surprised. Like, I loved the corn years past. Now it's just kind of like, 2.75 out of 5 plus.
Booklet 1 complete. Booklet 2 only needs 2 more stamps. But we had to try the Booklet 1 option. It doesn't change the whole festival. And I got another wine glass. The lime is very strong in this one. I usually enjoy lime Dole Whip. This one's like flavored, but it's better. Lime Dole Whip is better when you put liquor in it, like tequila or something. By itself, it's just really tart. I like it, but it would be better if there was an adult version that I could pay for. By itself, it's probably like a 2.5 out of 5 Dole Whips, but if you could add extras, it'd probably be a 4.
Here we have the Garden Graze Rewards for the International Flower and Garden Festival 2024. And in true fashion, I can't eat it. We assumed when we got it that it was just a lime Dole Whip, but it's actually lime, mango, and lemonade. So there's mango in this, and I would puff up like a bear-sized balloon if I ate this. But like most things in life, most adventures in life, it's not the reward, it's the food we had along the way, the adventures, the friends we made, the community members that stopped us and said hello, hi again. Yeah, I can't eat this. And I'm glad the princess got some. You know, it's a thing. Yeah, she's gonna keep the cup. Don't judge me. We have tiptoed through the tulips.
It has been a long trek to get all of the vegan things, all of the extra vegan things, everything that we could possibly do. Garden Graze, almost did 2 garden Graze.
So close.
We went
So close.
hard.
Yes, I think all the other festivals can learn from Flower and Garden. Yes, it's a namesake, but you need as many plant-based items as Flower and Garden at the minimum. I would like to see the things that we got this year. I like to see some differences, things that have changed. Morocco, get your stuff together. Impossible Chicken, you were good. Get your stuff together. Because we would like to see those things be vegan this year. Fortunately, we're not. The things that we got.
Morocco was weird because yesterday when we went, the cashier said no, they couldn't modify it. But then we talked to the chef who said yes, he could modify it. But then we'd already walked away from the cashier, so I was like, I'll go today. And then they did the same thing today, and the chef today said no. So, I mean, don't try it, but it is available. Depends on which chef you get. It's not consistent.
And consistency is what this festival needs more than anything. I want to know what you guys thought of all the things we've gotten. Would you like to see more? Would you like to see some changes? Let us know in the comments below. It's always, if there's anything you'd like to see us do, the comments will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Food and Wine is not going to have as many vegan options this year.
You heard the girl.
You should comment.